Welcome to our deep dive on marriage fraud and immigration law. Today, we will explore how love and legality collide, what marriage fraud looks like, how the U.S. immigration process evaluates genuine relationships, and how to report suspected fraud responsibly. We will also discuss conditional green cards, the crucial I-751 step, credible evidence requirements, and the risks, including potential VAWA counterclaims. Stay with me, and by the end you will have a clear roadmap to navigate this complex topic. Here is our agenda. First, we define marriage fraud. Next, we explain the immigration process and the evidence USCIS expects. Then, we break down conditional status for marriages under 2 years. After that, we walk through how to report suspected fraud and what counts as credible evidence. We will also cover the risks and the possibility of VAWA counterclaims. Finally, we will summarize key takeaways and test your knowledge with a short quiz. Marriage fraud occurs when someone marries primarily to gain immigration benefits rather than to establish a genuine, shared life. It is a serious federal offense. Importantly, this is not about relationships that later fail. It is about intent at the time of marriage. As we continue, remember that distinguishing a relationship that did not work from a fraudulent marriage hinges on evidence of intent. Let us walk through the mechanics. After marriage, the U.S. citizen files Form I-130 to establish the relationship. Depending on whether the foreign national is in the United States or abroad, the case proceeds via adjustment of status with Form I-485 or consular processing. Next, there are biometrics and one or more interviews, where USCIS evaluates whether the marriage is bona fide. Evidence typically includes shared residence, joint bank accounts, insurance policies, leases, tax filings, and photographs documenting a shared life. If approved, and the couple has been married for less than 2 years on the day of admission or adjustment, a 2-year conditional green card is issued. Shortly before the 2-year mark, the couple must file Form I-751 to remove conditions, providing updated evidence. Failure to demonstrate a genuine marriage during this stage can result in denial and, potentially, removal proceedings. This framework helps us understand where and how fraud may surface. The conditional period is the most revealing stage. If the marriage was not genuine, the foreign national spouse may leave soon after receiving conditional status, hoping to avoid scrutiny at the I-751 stage. Because I-751 requires substantial proof of ongoing shared life, this is also the best time to alert authorities if there is credible evidence of fraud. Timely action increases the likelihood of status revocation and appropriate legal consequences. Conversely, in genuine marriages, both spouses usually collaborate to file I-751 with extensive documentation of their ongoing life together. If you suspect fraud, timing matters. First, act during the conditional period if possible. Second, gather credible, concrete evidence of intent, such as messages admitting a plan to leave after obtaining status, proof of immediate separation after approval, or evidence of related financial scams. Then, report to USCIS with a clear, factual narrative and attach supporting documents. If other criminal activity is present, submit a report to ICE or Homeland Security investigations as well. Throughout, consult a knowledgeable immigration attorney to help you assess risks, especially the possibility of counter-allegations. Finally, maintain meticulous records of your interactions, evidence, and timelines. Here are examples of credible evidence. Separate residences right after approval can suggest the absence of intent to live together. Written admissions, like texts or emails, are powerful indicators of fraudulent intent at the time of marriage. Evidence of financial fraud can strengthen the case by showing a broader pattern of deception. Witness statements add corroboration, while a carefully documented timeline of events helps authorities connect facts and dates in a verifiable way. Remember, authorities need to prove intent, not just that the relationship ended. Let us contrast genuine indicators with red flags. Genuine marriages typically include cohabitation supported by documents, sustained joint finances, shared responsibilities, and an integrated social life. Couples plan for the future together, which is reflected in travel plans, savings, and housing decisions. Conversely, red flags include immediate separation after obtaining status, secrecy around finances, staged photographs without deeper integration, explicit admissions that the marriage was for immigration benefits, and a pattern of similar relationships or scams. While no single factor is dispositive, A cluster of red flags, especially contemporaneous admissions, can be compelling. There are important risks to understand. First, immigration authorities bear the burden of proving that the marriage was fraudulent at the time it was entered, which can be challenging. Second, a spouse who fears losing status may counter aggressively. In some cases, they may file a self-petition under the Violence Against Women Act, alleging abuse or abandonment, thereby bypassing the need for the U.S. citizen's participation. This can significantly complicate matters, and may even affect the reporting spouse's reputation. Because of these dynamics, it is wise to consult an experienced immigration attorney before and during reporting to assess the best strategy and to protect your rights. This decision tree begins at suspicion. If there is no suspicion, the best course is to continue normal life while documenting routine bona fides. If suspicion arises, the first key question is whether the spouse holds a conditional green card. If yes, assemble a strong evidence dossier including written admissions, proof of separate residences, and a dated timeline, then report to USCIS and to ICE or HSI if other crimes are involved. This stage often provides the highest chance of action. If the spouse already has a 10-year card, it becomes more important to gather stronger evidence and consult an attorney, because the likelihood of swift status revocation diminishes. Across all scenarios, consider the risk of VAWA counterclaims and secure legal guidance to protect yourself. Outcomes range from revocation and removal proceedings to no action if evidence is insufficient. Quiz time. The question is, which form is used to remove conditions from a 2-year green card? The options are I-130, I-485, I-751, and N-400. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is I-751. This is the joint petition typically filed near the end of the 2-year conditional period to convert conditional status into a 10-year permanent resident card, assuming the marriage remains bona fide and the evidence supports it. Second question. Which of the following is the strongest evidence of intent to commit marriage fraud? The options are a general argument between spouses, a text message admitting the marriage was only for a green card and planned departure, a lack of shared hobbies, and a vacation photo together. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is a text message admitting the marriage was only for a green card and planned departure. Written admissions directly address intent, which is the central legal question. Arguments, lifestyle differences, or posed photos rarely establish fraudulent intent on their own. As a practical note, organize your evidence like a dossier. Include a dated timeline of major events, communications such as emails and texts, proof of residency like leases and utility bills, financial records showing joint or separate accounts and obligations, and witness information. When submitting, label files clearly and provide short summaries to guide the reviewer. Highlight explicit admissions or key inconsistencies, and always include context for each exhibit so investigators can understand what they are looking at quickly. Here are the essential points. First, the legal core is intent at the time of marriage. Second, the conditional 2-year period is the most critical window for detecting and reporting fraud. Third, credible evidence is far more persuasive than mere suspicion. Fourth, report to USCIS and to ICE or HSI if other crimes are involved. Fifth, be prepared for risks, including the possibility of VAWA counterclaims. Finally, consult qualified legal counsel to protect your interests and build a sound strategy. Please note that this video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration laws and procedures change, and outcomes depend heavily on the specific facts of your case. You should consult a licensed immigration attorney before taking any action or making any decisions based on the information presented here. To conclude, marriage fraud is harmful both to individuals and to the integrity of the immigration system. USCIS evaluates intent through documents and interviews, and the conditional status period is a critical checkpoint. Filing I-751 is where genuine marriages demonstrate ongoing bona fides. If you suspect fraud, report promptly with credible evidence and consider obtaining legal counsel. Staying informed helps you protect yourself and support the proper functioning of the system. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like the video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more clear, practical guides. In the comments, share your experiences or questions. Your story could help someone else make informed decisions. See you in the next episode.